So I go meet this girl at her place, right? And we were going to go out, but she said we needed to wait on her babysitter to show up so someone could watch her 5-year-old daughter, right? When I first get to the neighborhood, I realized it's a gated community in North Dallas. So I'm like, oh, okay. So I had to text her to get the code and everything. So I'm like, damn, seems like a nice area. Surely nothing goes on wild here, right? So as I'm pulling up to her house, I noticed that her front lawn is cut diagonal. You know what I mean? It's not cut in a straight line. So I'm like, oh, okay. It's cut like a golf course. This is nice, real nice. You know what I mean? So I pull right into the driveway and I park right there. But that right there is already breaking rule number 34-1 in the Baby Mama Shuffle Safety Handbook. You never park right in the driveway. You're going to find out why in just a second. Before I get out the car, I grab my tool bag and I grab my hard hat. But I'm not there to fix anything. Once you get to a level I am of doing the Baby Mama Shuffle, you realize that a lot of these girls, they don't like their kids to see that they're casually dating. You know what I mean? So it helps them if you show up as a handyman, show up as a direct TV guy or dish. Me, I got all the pillows. I got the vest, I got the hard hats, I got it all. Because I've learned over time, if you cater to these women, it helps your situation in the end. This is what I do. Hell, I'll even show up as an astronaut if she needs me to.
No, fellas, absolutely not, man. You should not be jumping through all of these damn hoops for nobody. I cannot recommend a man without children dating a single baby mama. Hey, you can say what you want to say down in the comments, but I just believe personally most guys would absolutely love, and I think it would probably be in your best interest to start a family with someone that doesn't have children. There are plenty of women out here that don't have children already. And I would encourage guys, hey, if you're going to date, if you're going to casually date or whatever, hopefully you're dating to marry and you want to start a family, you know, if you're one of the, if it is possible, I would definitely encourage you guys, don't date single mothers. It's an option, all right? If you have options, most guys have options. And if you have somebody that don't have children versus somebody that does, again, I'm going to tell you, go date a woman that does not have children, especially if you don't have any children. Jumping through all these hoops is crazy.
You know what I mean? Just put it in the appointment notes. So I'm sitting on the couch just chilling, right? I'm eating one of her kids' fruit snacks. She has a PS5 on this big ass flat screen. So I'm like, oh, hell yeah. And the sitter should be there any minute. Everything's going great, right? Then, out of nowhere, I hear boom, 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 boom. Sound like LAPD at the front door. He jumps up and looks at me like I was suspecting company. Like, nah, girl, this your house. Who the hell is that? And I wasn't really scared until she got up and she went to the door and she looked through the window thing on the right side. And when she turned around, the face she had looking at me looked like pure fear. Like she shouldn't have been there either. I'm like, whoa, like what's going on? She's like, you need to get up, get your stuff. You need to go to the pantry right now. I'm like, the pantry? She's like, get up, get your stuff, and go hide in the pantry. So I wasn't gonna let her say it 3 times.
Again, this is why I told y'all, listen, when I stopped it the last time, if you want to see this video in the entirety without me, interrupting or whatever my reaction, then I will leave a link down below for you guys to go and check that out. But this is what I'm talking about, right? This is the reason why I encourage guys, don't date single mothers. Don't date people that have these type of ties, because oftentimes, those men are either directly or indirectly in that woman's life or in that child's life. And so you're really putting yourself at risk when you out here, again, like actively trying to date a single mother. Now, I'm not saying all. You do have, some women that don't have this going on, but don't jeopardize your life, because it honestly seems like this dude's life is in danger right now. Because you got them doggone Pookies and those Ray Rays that are willing to crash out over what they still believe is theirs. Rightfully so. This is the reason why you don't, have a child with somebody else. If you're going to have a child with somebody, hopefully you stay with that person. All right? Because situations like this can honestly be avoided if y'all just stay together. Or don't date. If you know you got a crazy baby daddy, like, Come on, I don't even like saying that word. But if you know that that dude is crazy, don't be out here putting other people's lives at risk and you know he crazy. Fellas, you got to make better decisions, man. Have better discipline. I don't care how big her butt is, how big the breast is, how good, her talk game might be. Don't do it.
So I got up, I got all my stuff, and I go hide in the kitchen pantry. And I was sitting there next to a box of Ritz. I remember specifically. So while I was sitting in that pantry, I didn't know what was going on, right? But later I found out, just to add information in right now, that her babysitter had to cancel. But she called her ex-husband instead of calling her, because she had no clue that they were even going through a split, right? So he showed up to pick up the kids, but he saw my car in the driveway. You know what I mean? That's why there's rules to this. You always park across the street. You park down the road. You never park in the driveway. That's how you get yourself hurt. So I'm sitting in this pantry. I'm hugging my little tool bag and my hard hat, and I'm trying to breathe real quiet. And then I overhear them yelling blah blah. It's real muffled. But then I hear a slap, a loud bah! And then she goes, and you still hit like a bitch. I'm like, oh, they squabbing. So I'm like, okay, do I get out the pantry and go do something, or do I sit here and let this family matter go on? You know what I mean? And then I started hearing glass.
Hey, listen. I know we're gonna have a lot of people that's gonna feel some type of way about this. Don't put yourself in a situation. Listen, you already in it though, fam. You already in it because you chose to actively date one of these single baby mamas or ex-wives or whatever. You don't put yourself in a situation. The worst thing you can do is step outside that doggone pantry and put yourself in harm's way even more. Dude already don't care. If he's sitting there putting his hands in, and again, I do not condone this. I do not think that it is okay for anybody, male or female, to put their hands on anybody. It's not okay. But fam, there is absolutely nothing you can do but call the police. I call 911, and hopefully when they get here, they can help. But the worst thing you can do is put yourself further in harm's way. Because this dude, you tripping, bro. Ain't no way. First of all, I wouldn't have been there. Second of all, we ain't taking, I don't know you that well. I don't know you that well to be, no, Because chances are, in a lot of cases, you have a lot of people that run right back to that mess. I'm not doing it, man.
Break in and all kinds of stuff. So I'm like, okay, I'm not going to sit in here while there's full-fledged domestic violence going on. So I get up, I walk around the little kitchen
Captain
short
Sabo
hallway thing, and then when I see him, my whole mind kind of changed, and I wish I was still in that pantry because he was this big, buff, no neck, Vin Diesel, cornbread and hot sauce and beans for breakfast looking motherfucker. And I didn't really know what to do, so I was like, hey, yo. And then as soon as he heard me, he turned and looked at me, and he started walking my way, and he was cussing and everything already. And then she saw that he was coming towards me, so she ran and kind of intercepted, his path. I guess she was trying to save my life, right? But as soon as she got in front of me, he picked her up like a toddler, underneath the armpits. He picked her up and chunked her. I'm talking almost 10 feet into the couch, and the couch flipped over. So I'm like, okay. And then when my adrenaline's pumping and I'm mad, I start to sound like my mom for no reason. So I was like, hey, so what you're not gonna do is just throw people. But before I can get the word around out of my mouth, I'm up off the ground, you know what I mean? And he throws me. And I remember I did one half spin and I saw the kitchen, and then I was on the dining table, and then I hit this little dog cage, and then I hit the tile floor. And
man, what in the world, man? Listen, this stuff is not funny. Listen, I'm silly sometimes. This is not funny because you have people out there that will literally crash out over things like this. Their family, their children, the person that they've been with for X amount of years. This is why, again, I encourage people, man, do not get involved. If you don't have children, even if you do have kids, man, I encourage you guys to go back to, whatever you've been dealing with, because you have situations like this. And if it's not any, domestic violence or anything like that, I think that most people can honestly work it out. Now, in their situation, and the ex-husband and the ex-wife, their situation, listen, they're gonna need a whole lot more than freaking therapy. They gonna need a police officer or somebody on standby. They got a lot going on. You should not put yourself in this situation though, fam.
And I thought I was dead. And I kind of laid there. And I'm not gonna lie. I knew I wasn't dead, but I played dead because I didn't want no more of what that got going on. That was a family matter. I shouldn't even said anything.
Shouldn't have been
And
there.
part of me was trying to make myself feel better for laying there acting dead, you know what I mean? Because I was like, you know what? He threw her into a couch, you know what I mean? He threw me into a dining room table. So he still loves her, you know what I'm saying? She got thrown into a couch. So let me just, lay here. And because he didn't ask me who I was. He didn't say, what are you doing here? He immediately picked me up and threw me. He didn't want to have no conversations with me. So I was just going to lay there and chill out. So eventually she started yelling, I called the cops are on the way. And then the cops did show up, but he was already gone by then. So when the cops showed up, of course, they asked me questions, they asked her questions. I told the cops I got a few punches in, which was a bold-faced lie. I did not get one punch in.
Or you can continue to make questionable decisions and then wonder why y'all or this guy or people that think like him continue to get into situations like this. Because let's be honest, that could have ended a lot worse than what it did. People picking you up and throwing you over tables and stuff is already crazy. But that could have honestly ended really, really bad. I've heard things. I've seen things that I'm not going to speak about on this video. We might unpack it on another video or whatever. But again, fellas, do not go out here and actively date women with children if you don't have any kids. Stop putting yourself in these type of situations. Make better decisions. But all jokes aside, I will always encourage men that don't have children, do not get involved with a woman that has children. It's too many options out here for you to be actively going out here and choosing women that have already had children or a child with another man. I don't understand why guys put themselves in those type of situations. Fam, make better choices. Get you a mentor, a coach, or somebody that has the type of lifestyle that you're looking to have later on in life. Stop allowing the other head to think for you. All right, have better discipline. Anyway, I want to hear from you guys. What do you guys think about this story? All right, until the next time, y'all be blessed, y'all be beautiful, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace. This is crazy.
Blueberry, Burberry, button-up, tan skin, mixed race, buttercup, Canada weather, got a bundle up. I'm tryna work, she hit my phone, she wanna, whoa.